Why is it still here? Yes, it's still here. Well, if you guys missed the previous video which I made about this, there'll be a link up in the corner there, and in the description as well. Go have a look at that before you see this one, it'll make more sense. Yes, it's still here. If you want to know why it's still here, hang around, you'll find out. So, Chinese Tuk Tuk. We did a little talk before on the safety and bits and pieces. We adjusted the brake. You may have noticed already. We used it for the first time the following day. This flimsy bracket that holds it against this fork sheared clean off. It's got one piece going into there and looks like it's folded steel. So one pin, top and bottom, sheared it clean off. When I spoke about safety before, there isn't a lot in it. So the plan now is jack it up, get this front wheel off, get the brakes off, make something a bit more substantial, put it back together, see if it works. So here it is. You can see how flimsy this piece of metal is. If I can bend it by hand, no. But it's so thin. Even the brake shoe's broken on the back. So God knows who makes this for me to replace it. It's so thin. Let's get this off. Look how thin that is. That's twice as thickness of a fingernail to stop a vehicle this big. Anyway, so this is the backing plate. Now I've got the shoes off, you can see again it's not very thick metal. So there's 3 pins in there, spot welded from behind. Even this cable stays got 3 spot welds on. Centre bit, 2 spot welds, 2 spot welds. I don't know how I'm going to make this good. For one, I need to find some brake shoes that are going to match. I've just measured the inside diameter of the drum. It's 110. The brake shoes are measuring at 105. This is quite a substantial difference there. That's probably why we had to make such a big adjustment when we were adjusting this in the last video. My supplier, I just had a look, they list a 105 and a 110. The only difference with these is these are 20mm wide and the supplier's ones are 25, but if you have a look inside here where the shoe's been touching this part of the drum, see you've got loads of room down the bottom still. So I think sticking 25 in is not going to make that much of a difference. If anything, it's probably going to brake better and probably brake things better. So as you can see, this has been the leading bracket. So as you're braking forwards, this is trying to go forwards. We'll have to make this more substantial on the back end. This broke whilst we were trying to reverse out, and then we tried to get it back in and broke the front one. I may have to strengthen this cable one as well because it's so flimsy and so cheap. What I may do is weld around that just to give it some more strength. Also here, I might weld all the way around this one, so when this is bolted up and the bolt pinches us together, we can get grip in the centre there, as well as on this broken bracket up here. Okay, our brake shoes have turned up, two sets, the original set. Just had a quick look at them and do a comparison. If I show you this one, I showed you how skinny it was where it broke. If you look at this one, the thickness and the difference is unbelievable. This is from a UK supplier, which is Chinese parts for UK and European bikes. You can see the different standard they have to meet to be able to sell these parts in Europe compared to what they sell in China. This one's very similar thickness wise. Take out the bag yet. Again, see the difference. So I'm going to take the front wheel back off again because I have to put it back together over the weekend so we can move the wagon around. We'll strip it, we'll compare these into the drum and see if one of these works better than the other. Okay, the wheel's back off. I haven't made any repairs yet because I wanted to overcome the brake shoe situation first. There is a notable difference between the two shoes that I've bought, primarily in the friction material. This one seems to be a lot thicker than this one, which is probably where the extra 5mm made up. Other than that, they look very similar. Well, this one's already got the springs on it, so I'll put this one in first. That fits. You can see how it works on the cam. The cam wrong way around. Okay, it's that way. Well, that works really well. A very shallow movement, so it seems to be working very well. Not sure if it's worth putting the other ones on, if these are good. Some lateral movement. I'll tell you what, we've got these here, we'll try them on regardless. Okay, I've got the second set of shoes in there. I'm going to drop it in. Just going to use the bolts to hold it in place. It works almost identically as the other one. The other one may grip a little sooner. And to be fair, it's got more pad on it. This vehicle isn't going anywhere anyway, it's going to be static wherever it's going to be doing its food truck thing. So it's not going to go far, so it doesn't matter which shoes we put in there. Also, but I've been mentioning safety. I don't know if you can see the split all the way across that tyre. But we're going to have to put a new tyre on this as well. I've got the back plate all stripped out now. If I do a close-up, you can see how flimsy these bits are and how poorly they're put together. Like 3 spot welds holding this plate on. So this is a pivot point for the brake, because it uses the little cam, so as it brakes it's going to put a lot of pressure on this. 2 spot welds on that, so I'm going to make that a continuous weld. I'm going to make this centre a continuous weld. This is another pivot point for the brake shoes, which is this here. Again, when you're trying to stop it, this is going to try and twist. Again, looking at how flimsy this is, I may have to weld a big washer on there just to give it a bit more strength. I mean, once all that's done, I mean, look at this fork. This is what everything rests on. It looks like it's already cracking, but unfortunately I can't make this any stronger because I can't weld to this tube because there's going to be oil in there. And that already doesn't look great. So I don't know how much more I can do to save this. Okay, I've shot blasted all the bits that I'm going to re-weld. Had some box section, cut a piece off, I narrowed it so we can replace this one in the middle. Probably wondering why the top's open, why it wasn't just a box. Well, because of that box section on the fork, if you don't have the top open you'll struggle to get the wheel out because it will hook in there. You won't get it in or out. So you need this groove to get up and get out. So I'm going to cut this off now, weld this on and weld all the other bits and pieces. Okay, I've saved you all the boring bits. So I've strengthened this up, welded a new bracket on, welded the centre up, welded this one up. I haven't welded a washer onto there because I don't think it's going to help too much because the washers I've got are reasonably small. I really need a penny washer, which I don't have one, so I'm going to leave that for now. It's unlikely it's going to twist with this one welded now. Okay, I'm about to put this back together. These were the first set of shoes that I tried, and these were the second set. They both felt similar. I'm going to go with these ones because these do look a bit more substantial. They look a bit stronger. And these ones are the ones with the extra meat on the brake shoes as well. Okay, so I'm going to put this back together, reassemble it and get it back in the hub. Okay, I fitted a new Michelin tyre on there. This is the state of the other one. Just pulled it over to have a look. Look at that split in there. there we have it. I mean, I've put that back in the same place it came out from. You can see it's nowhere near it. Well, everything's made to a price. I've just got my son's phone here. We're just going to do a translate on these little symbols. You see on that one it says nice guy. This one down here it says pregnancy. It says flat and install. Well, no nice guy creates pregnancy in the back of one of these. Let's see what the other side says. Just often wrote green. Very weird translation, but let's see what this May one says. New energy. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that second part of this video. You see the brakes are awful on it. It's just not made for, well, it's definitely not made for European roads. You know, I used to Google Translate on two phones and they both said the same thing. If you go too fast, you're obviously a nice guy. If you go even faster, then some sort of pregnancy happens either to you or to someone else in the back. Yeah, so it's the weirdest translation, but it's been a challenging and interesting job. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe and the bell notification so you're notified next time I upload a video. Take care guys.